Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live on Channel 347. Thanks for joining us. As we do on Hilaal Live, we invite certain individuals that are making a difference in our beautiful country, and skills development and project workshops have always been an opportunity for people to upskill themselves. So today in studio, I've invited the Tandeka Vocational Educational Trust that does wonderful work in and around our beautiful country. And in studio, Director of Tandeka Vocational Education Trust, Natasha. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Lukman. Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming into studio. Now, I've seen the great work that you've done, but for our viewers that don't know too much about TVET, that's the acronym, tell us a bit more about the organization.
Okay, so TVET SA, Tandeka Vocational Education Trust, is a skills training college. We train predominantly in the clothing textile sector. Okay. However, it's not limited to, because we are accredited to train within the manufacturing, retail and services sectors as well. Nice. And we train nationwide. And we were established in 2003, so we are very excited that we're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
So, yes, it's exciting things for us.
I can imagine earlier days there could have been a couple of obstacles, challenges, and over the years you've finally sorted that out. And smooth sailing?
Is it ever smooth sailing? But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay. So what is the main reason that you mentioned in the textile industry? That was obviously where you guys saw an opportunity and a reason to build the organization. But what are some of the core functions and projects that you actually undertake?
So I think if I look at the main reason the college was established was in the early 2000s, the clothing manufacturing sector was booming. So our founding members identified a need to train new entrants into the industry, to also upskill, develop and diversify the skills within the companies and the employees that were in the industry. Mm-hmm. But also to do this using world-class manufacturing methods and procedures. One of our founding members, Director Teresa Otto, she always speaks fondly of the time when we opened up the Learnership Center and the huge impact that we made in the industry at that time.
Brilliant.
And then also what we're doing today still. So as you said, it's never smooth sailing, but we know the impact that we're making and that we are making changes in the lives of industry and individuals.
Lovely. I know our president made mention in one of his speeches about the clothing and textile industry as well, and he made reference to the workmanship and just the level of expertise that we have in our country. Do you find that other countries are looking at us and our textiles, or are we still a little bit behind?
No, we're definitely getting there. I mean, with technology advancements, with the fourth industrial revolution, we've got some great key players in the industry bringing in these new technologies and actually putting us on the map.
Nice.
So we are excited about the industry and the support that we get from the government at the moment through the new retail, clothing, textile, leather and footwear master plan 2030 that actually sees us creating further jobs up to 160,000 by 2030. So again, big strides in industry, and we are a key player.
Lovely. So the organization itself delivers training courses? Yes. Okay, take us through some of the courses that you offer.
So we offer a variety of courses to unemployed and employed individuals, and also we partner with a number of companies that are looking to grow their companies and also just to upskill and diversify the skills in their factories. So we do learnerships, which is your 9 to 12 month program. Okay. We do a number of skills programs as well. Also short courses, workshops, any interventions that is needed within industry. We can also tailor make all of our interventions. They are made to the needs of our clients. So we're very excited that we have the capability to be able to do that for our partners.
I think that's important as well, because let's face it, there is a shortage of skills development in our country, and that's the perfect way to alleviate some of the unemployment that we find throughout the country. Are you just in the Western Cape, or are you national?
Definitely national. Our motto is to take ordinary spaces and turn them into training spaces.
I like that.
So Lukman, if I tell you some of the places that we've trained, I'm talking we shed canteens outside with some ducks, with some geese, with some goats, but we've made it work.
Nice.
Wherever there's an opportunity to train, we want to be there because we understand the need for skills and the development of skills in the industry.
Yeah, I think kudos to you guys for identifying that because, I mean, the companies itself are going to benefit and they're going to produce world-class, garments and products in that process as well. And obviously the million-dollar question is always, are these courses accredited by our local CETA and SAQA?
Absolutely. Our courses, the accredited courses, are accredited with the FBNM CETA.
Okay.
We are accredited with the WNR CETA, Services CETA as well. We also recently been accredited with the QCTO, which is the new skills development landscape that's coming into play. So again, we are ahead of the game in that we make sure that our courses meet the requirements of the CETAs, the SAQA IDs that we are accredited for. Definitely that plays a big role in how we roll out our programs.
Take us through some of the courses you offer. I mean, what is a typical day in the life of, should a client come to your organization and say, look, I'd like to upskill my staff? What are some of the courses that you offer?
So look, like I said, there's a variety. We have our learnership, which is our flagship program, and this is key in the development and the contribution to the employment factor of our country. So in the formal sector, we run a number of learnerships, and they vary. We've got level 1 up to level 4.
Nice.
So we do all the manufacturing processes, and I'm talking specifically about the clothing textile qualification right now. And then we've also got our WNR CETA qualifications that are in the distributions. We've got our services CETA qualifications that look more at the admin side of the business. So what we did as a college was we looked at how do we come into your business, and we give you a full package. We give you from end to end, so we can look at from your admin side to your manufacturing side to your distribution side of it, and then we want to offer you a full package. So that's been a real plus for us to be able to do that with all our accreditations.
What's been the response from those that come on these courses? I would imagine that all too often you do find that people enter into the workspace, don't really go for additional courses for whatever reason, but when they attend your courses, be it a short course or the longer ones, what are some of the feedback?
Look, man, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to hear the positive responses from our employed and our unemployed learners that come through our programs. One thing that we do really well is we acknowledge them and we celebrate them through our graduations. Our team, if I talk about excitement about projects, our team is probably at the core of that.
Nice.
And our excitement then goes through to our learners all the time. There's just a lot of gratitude for opportunities because we are able to offer opportunities to employed through partnerships with companies, but then also through unemployed youth. And in a country where, I mean, we're plagued with the unemployment rate of in excess of 50% amongst our youth. I think as a college, we are so proud of the fact that we're able to give opportunities, to contribute to employment in the country. I mean, our vision, believe it or not, says to build up South Africa's workforce.
Nice.
And that's a mammoth task, but you know what? We believe that we do it one learner and one program at a time.
Look, you are making a dent in the unemployment rate as well. And I would imagine that all of this comes with, hard work, comes with partnering with various organizations as well. Should a learner want to pursue any of your courses, and I would imagine all of this is on your website and social media, do they approach you? Do they approach the company? How do some of these learnerships work?
So there are various ways that you can enter into the opportunities. If I talk about approaching the college directly, we had an open day last week where we had a great response from learners coming in wanting to apply for learnerships. Just to highlight the fact that we've got new learnership starting within the next week. So they approached us directly. Then some of our partners, they're also often recruiting for learnerships for in-factory and development and growth of their factories. So there are a number of ways, but definitely contact the college and see how we can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, and this what happens is you've got a piece of paper that says, look, you're qualified to do a certain skill, which then allows you to apply in various companies and hopefully then get employment.
Absolutely. At the core of what we do every day is to create employment.
Okay, brilliant. The college itself, where are you based in the Western Cape?
So we have a head office in Maitland,
Okay.
but as I mentioned, we train nationwide. So we take any space and we make that a college space where we're
nice.
training.
Okay. And that must be such a lovely relationship that you've got with the companies as well, knowing that you're going to upskill their workers.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's great appreciation for what we do in the various industries that we work in. I think that we have great respect from our partners and we also respect them because we partner for the purpose of employment. We don't partner with people just for the purpose of a learnership. We want to see our learners be employed at the end of the program.
Do you find that the textile industry, especially the learnership, do you find that there is sort of a balance between ladies and men, or do you find there's still a lot more women involved in the textile industry?
There's definitely a lot more women, and I say that girl power, Women's Month, but we're actually seeing the shift happen in the last 2 to 3 years where we have a lot of males coming through, also taking up those manufacturing processes, learnerships and skills programs, and even some of our domestic programs they've been on. So it's balancing itself out, but I don't think it's ever going to be 50-50.
No, of course.
But we do see a shift coming.
Yeah, and I know recently you had a wonderful award ceremony as well, celebrating those that have completed a course.
Absolutely, that was 2019. We had the most amazing graduation.
Nice.
So on the cards, definitely we're looking at graduations again post-COVID. We're ready, we're rearing to go. We want to celebrate our learners because we understand the commitment it takes for them to go through our programs.
Brilliant. I'm chatting to the director of Tandeka Vocational Education Trust, Natasha, who is chatting to about some of the great work that they do in and around our beautiful country, learnerships, and also going into various companies to upskill their staff as well. A bit later, I'm going to give you a little bit of information and details about this amazing organization, and so that you and your staff may also partake in some of these courses. You are still tuned to Hilaal Live. We'll be back after the break. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on channel 347 on DSTV. Remember to join us on all the good social media platforms as well, Facebook, YouTube. You can also live stream on www.hilaal.tv. Now in studio, we are chatting to the Operations Director of Tandeka Vocational Education Trust, Natasha, who's giving us valuable information on how we could alleviate some of the unemployment in our country. But more importantly, if you have a business and you'd like to upskill your staff, this is the association that you'd like to chat to as well. Natasha, thanks so much once again for coming into studio, giving us valuable information. An organization like yourself that's based nationally as well, you probably have so much going on in one particular week. What are your current projects that you would like to tell our viewers about?
So look, we have a number of projects running. Like I said, our learnership is our flagship program, so that runs continuously throughout the year. But I thought when I was thinking about this interview, I tried to think about like what is most pertinent at the moment, and obviously it's Women's Month.
Of course,
so
yes.
I wanted to look at some of the projects that we do that empower women more specifically. Again, our projects don't discriminate. We understand that we are equal and everybody deserves equal opportunities. But I think from the manufacturing industry, you know that historically that's where the women went, they worked, and they've been working there for years. So one thing about our organization is we believe in empowering women and making them self-sustainable and financially independent. Our managing director, Jennifer Choice, also understanding that everybody deserves equal opportunity, is a strong believer of women empowerment, and so she's definitely developed and invested in a woman-led team. And so we buy into the mantra, women empowering women, which is what we really stand for. So through our learnerships, we've created so much of permanent employment in the formal sector for a lot of women coming through the system, and then they were able to go home and sustain families of about 5 to 10 people at a time, which is something that's so important for us. And then also one program that we do run consecutively in the community, in the informal sector, is our domestic sewing skills program. So predominantly we've got women on these programs, and this is a skills program that's run in the community, and it's basically for the women who are unable to make it to and from work every day. You know, you've got family commitments, social issues that affect your ability to get to work. So this is a 3-month program that we run in the communities, where in the first month, we do a little bit of theory, and we understand the dynamics of starting your own business, how to cost a garment, because you want to make profit when you cost a garment. How do you have a self-sustaining business? And then we go on to teaching you some practical skills, how to make a garment, so how to cut your garment, how to make up that pattern, and then how to put that garment together, all on a domestic sewing machine. And if you are committed, because we believe you have to be committed, and you attend 90% of the program, we will give you your domestic sewing machine to take with you and go back into your communities. And then start up your own little businesses and sell your garments to the communities. And we've run this program so successfully with so many partners around the country. But more specifically, we've run it most recently a number of times with Philippi Village Business Hub in the community, at the community centre, and then also with a company called Taking Care of Business that's also very, very big on women empowerment and making them self-sustainable.
And those are in the Western Cape, or have you done these projects throughout the country?
So we have done them in KZN. We're about to start our next one in Joburg as well. So we're very excited about this program, in and above all the other opportunities that we give women in the community. So really, when we do these partnerships and we empower women, I think it's what we stand for as a business. So with Women's Month, we want to celebrate that as well. So I did want to make mention of some of those programs.
Look, that speaks volumes with regards to the work that you do, because community projects are always, the essence of any community, and also alleviating some of the unemployment as well, creating jobs right where they are, because as we know, the price of fuel has gone up. So traveling, in and around our beautiful country can become taxing on the wallet sometimes. So being based at home and having access to a sewing machine as well, I mean, that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And have any of these wonderful attendees, have they come back and showed you some of the work that they do?
Look, man, I wish I could show you some of the garments that have come out of these homes, because that's where they're basically working. Traditional wear, tracksuits, T-shirts for schools. Wow. Really, people are going out there and making businesses for themselves, and really it feeds a family, and so we're very excited about those programs.
Okay, so I know TVET was also involved extensively in the training of learners with disabilities in the Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng area as well. Why are these projects so important to you?
Again, what we stand for as a business is we're all inclusive. Okay. So we don't take opportunities away from everyone. We look at those marginalized groups and we want to make an impact and change their lives as well. So in the last few years, this is very close to my heart, because I was very involved in the development and the growth of our programs for persons with disabilities. Okay. And to just see how all of our programs have been adapted to accommodate any learners that come in with various disabilities, and how our partners have taken on that they endeavour to place those learners into their organisations. So we're creating job opportunities with our various partners as well for persons with disabilities. It's so big, because it's a big shift from where we've come from. All inclusive, that's who we are as a college.
I think mentally as well, it just allows a person to think differently, grow, nurture as well, because once you're in a very tight spot, for whatever reason, your mental capacity tends to take a bit of a dive. But allowing them to be armed with a skill then allows them to actually go out and work and be self-supportive.
Absolutely, it's so brilliant to see how they come back and say thank you for the opportunities, and that they bring their contracts of employment to show us that they've been placed into employment. So it's really great.
Awesome, I like that. What can we look forward to in the next couple of months, next couple of years? Are there any big plans?
So, as I mentioned, we will be starting our learnerships from as early as of next week. Coming from our open day, some of our partners are starting some learnerships as well. We're very excited to be starting new domestic programs in KZN, in Cape Town and Joburg in August and September as well. And then also our graduation is on the cards. So in the background, the team's working extremely hard to get prepped for the graduations and our upcoming programs. So things are happening. Watch the space.
Lovely. I like that as well. With regards to those of our viewers that maybe are business owners and they would like to upskill their staff, and sometimes it can be a little heavy on the pocket of the business. It can affect the financials. Your courses, are they, primarily that the business needs to pay for them, or can they be supported by various initiatives like from your SETAs and various organizations? So
there are varying opportunities for businesses. Again, contact us. We do assist with applications, and we also encourage industry-funded programs where you come in. We also unilaterally will bring a few companies in to train, just to take it off the pocket, because we obviously have minimum numbers when we train.
Sure.
So we could say to you, if you've got 1 or 2, we'll find another company that's got another 3 or 4, and we make up a group, and so we train like that. So we are very open. The way we do our programs, really, there's no one way fits all. Okay. So we're very open to see how we could do things and how we could partner and how we could support you through the different interventions that we have.
somebody want to get hold of you guys, what are the best methods to do that? Social media platforms? Is there any particular details that you would like to give out?
So definitely visit our beautifully upgraded website, www.tvετsa.org.za. We are also very active on the LinkedIn and Facebook socials, so go like and follow our pages. You'll see what we're getting up to. And then if all else fails, call us at our head office. The number 021-510-2766, and definitely someone will be there to assist you.
Brilliant. So there are a number of training centres out there, skills development areas. What makes your company so different? What's the key factor?
I think for us, for me, and I speak probably for my team as well, is our heart is in what we do. Nice. We wake up every day to come and make a difference in the lives of those that we work with, that come through our doors. Any stakeholder knows that you can put your trust in TVET SA and you'll get what you need out of it. So nice. Changing lives every day. It's what we stand for. In
parting or in closing, any special message that you would like to maybe leave with someone that would like to upskill themselves? Some of the benefits, and also, why should they actually come to you guys to take up some of your courses?
So I think as an individual, we always say no one can take a skill away from you. So that's the first step. Nice. Make the commitment, come through, meet with us, and we'll give you that skill. And once you have it, it belongs to you. What you do with it is your prerogative. As a business, we will help you grow. We will help you fix what's broken. We are experts. All of our facilitators come from the industry. They've spent years in the industry. We know what we're doing. So contact us and we'll definitely help you in any way. We're also driven by a number of, obviously, with learnerships come BE tax benefits, and we are aware of all of those things, and we can definitely assist you with that process as well.
Natasha, thanks so much for coming into studio. It's been a great pleasure chatting to you about your wonderful organisation. It looks like there's lots of plans going forward, and making a difference in unemployment is key these days as well. So to you and your team, all the very best with all your future projects, and make grow from strength to strength.
Thank you so much for having us.
My absolute pleasure. And that was the Operations Director of Tandeka Vocational Education Trust, Natasha Anther, chatting to us about some of the great projects and skills development workshops that they facilitate throughout the country. If you'd like to know more, do visit them on all the good social media platforms. More importantly, their wonderful website. I've been there. So if you've been wondering what's happening with Hilaal Live, we've had a couple of outside broadcasts tomorrow. And Saturday, we broadcast live from the City Hall in Cape Town. It's the primary school nasheed competition. It's the 9th annual competition, and these little ones have been practicing behind the scenes. So we'll be bringing you all the action from about 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon until late. And the girls' competition's tomorrow, and the boys' competition is on Saturday. So do join us on Channel 347. Alternatively, www.hilaal.tv. From the Cape Town team, Sohail Barnes and myself, Lukman Shadrack, have a wonderful evening. Assalamu alaikum.